got the sauce from my mother and the bars from my father, yeah. Jumped in the game.
Yo, what it do, family? It's your favorite host, Mike on the Mic from the Vibe Perspective Podcast. Tapped in with my guys at Grind Through Radio. DJ OK, man, we back for another Vibe Style Wednesday and another Saturday. For real. For a series of interviews, man. Shout out to each and every one of my listeners tonight. Make sure you take the time to like, comment, and subscribe, and share these videos, man. We work super hard on all this content. We want to get some of that love back from y'all, and we'll give y'all even better content on the back end, man. Whole team is working super hard on these videos, and be sure to call in at 443-377-1872. Again, that number is 443-377-1872, man. I got to get right into this, because this is a long time coming that we got to actually sit with these people in front of me, man. We got some super special guests in the building. Like, man, you would not be surprised how much work these people have done. Like, you hear their names in rooms, you know that they've been putting in work. You hear the father, you hear the son, you hear the family. It's an entire dynamic, and everybody is working so hard. It would be my disservice to myself if I didn't sit in front of these people and really give all of the love, all of the respect that they deserve. Man, listen, when I tell you the first guy that I got in front of me, he don't write bars, he writes scriptures for the hood, man. Mr. Take Your Skin Off, trust yourself only, man. We got his son, the second coming, an incredible spitter, an incredible hard worker, some of the hottest songs in the city, and some of the youngest generational talent I've probably ever seen in the city of Baltimore, man. We got none other than Bonez and Lor Xay Xay in the building. What, I throw your exes up, man?
I ain't get a spectacular introduction like that in a minute.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that top's all mine. I ain't never had one like that. For real.
Yeah, man. Nah, I gotta give love, man. Cause y'all putting in a lot of work. Like I said at the top of the show, I would be doing myself a disservice if I didn't at least show my audience and the people who do know you but don't know the story, everything y'all went through, everything y'all did to get to this point. You know what I'm saying? And to my listeners who want to learn more about their work, learn more a little bit about some of the stuff they're going on, go to Extravagant Dad and go to Lor Xay Xay on IG and Zay Fam, as well as, Extravagant Mom. Can't forget the mom. You know what I'm saying? And follow the entire Zay Fam on all of their content, everything they're dropping, all the media, everything. You'll see it, you'll search it, and it'll come right up. I'm telling you, you're going to miss out if you don't. So go tap in right now, man. So let's get right into it, man. I got to start from the top. You know what I mean? And because you're the oldest because you're the oldest out of my interviewees, I gotta, start from the beginning for your story. You know what I'm saying? Zone 18, you know what I'm saying? Shout to Zone 18, big Zone 18 in the building. And I want to say you're the youngest sibling out of all of your siblings. You know what I'm saying? Coming up in Zone 18, we know how it is. So I don't gotta, say that to you, but for everybody who doesn't know, talk to people about what it is like growing up in Zone 18 and, coming up around what we came around.
For me, it was, I felt like the pink elephant, for real. For real. Like, cause,
yeah.
You gotta adapt to your environment, but at the same time, I always been one with heavy ambition, a lot of desires, and a passion for just being better, right? And it was hard to become that surrounded by everybody that's just complacent and comfortable with what we got going on.
Exactly.
You
me? Facts.
And we found peace in not having nothing and just getting in trouble and
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
it was fun.
It was fun until it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? And for me,
exactly.
I think it started not becoming fun when I had my first son. That's when I realized I ain't living for me no more.
Yeah.
When I was just living for myself, I had that ambition, but at the same time, it was like, well, if I don't accomplish it, it ain't that bad. It's cool because I still got my homeboys right here.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So
right.
we good, but you get to a point in life where you realize, like, man, there's so much more. There's so much more. We used to treat the block like it was the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you just... Yeah, that was the mindset, man, and like that's why they call it the trap. You feel
Facts.
Me? Like,
yeah, that's a fact.
You get trapped inside of this concept that this is where you belong, and if you go outside of that, then you wrong, or you corny, or you, or you not loyal. You know what I'm saying? So it's
facts.
Like, it take a lot of strength and courage to say, it's time for me to spread my wings. And that's for real.
No, that's a fact. And you mentioned your son's birth. I think it's April 3rd. 2014. 1:54 p.m. Right?
My favorite year. That's the year, and I'm not being biased just because I was born that year.
No, it's facts. Yeah,
It's the best year.
2014 was lit. Even in music, 2014 was crazy.
2014 was crazy.
I think Bonez Center came out 2014. That was like 2013 summer. It was one of those years. It might be 2014, but definitely incredible time for music. But an incredible time for you as well because you were born, of course. And you know, I do want to talk about you being like an artist. Like you're not just an original artist. A lot of people know you as Bonez. Yeah. Like the artist, right? But like you're actually an artist. You can draw, right? Yeah. I think you used to like trace coloring books, just to, learn how to draw, and you end up getting really good at it. I think you ended up tattooing for a while too.
Yeah.
I think the shading thing took you out of it because you ain't like shading.
That's real, yo. Like I'm willing to try anything once, and when I realize it's just not for me, like I'm a take my hands off of it. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm not gonna be great at it, then I'm not gonna keep making a fool of myself. That's something that's permanent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Tattooing was one of them.
Yeah.
That wasn't for him.
Yeah, man. So, but it's crazy. It's people who know me just for that, and like we ain't seen each other in 10 years, and they be like, "Yo, you still tat? Yo, I'm trying to get hit," and I be like, "I'm not that guy." I will refer you to a couple people, but I'm not him. Yeah.
I know the guy. It's not me.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, and it's funny though, because like I said, people might know you. You said people might know you for tattooing. A lot of people know you for your lyricism. your background and being really great at rapping, right? But I think early on, before you even establish yourself as a real rapper, I think, like your father, rest in peace, by the way, like he said something along the lines like, I better not see you write a rap. You better not write no rap, as long as I live, right? And I think you ended up being the person who found him when, he passed away suddenly, and I think these moments, and I always do this intentionally because it's a puzzle piece to really get to the person the artist you love, the business owner you love, and I use this platform to sort of give all of the steps in the journey that made you, and I think that is a really pivotal moment early on of like, music was a thing you used to soothe yourself, to comfort yourself through that, that loss. So tell me about, losing your father and what that did and the music aspect that was attributed to that.
Yeah, so, man, I just gotta say, first of all, man, you one of the best journalists I know. like hands down, yo. You
appreciate you, yo.
Journalist of the Year award for real, yo. Man, losing my dad was tough for me, and I'm in my mind, if I'm being honest, I thought I had dealt with that, but I still struggle with it. A few nights before Zay turned 11, I was 11 when I lost my dad. I found
2003, right?
Yeah, 2003 for real. I woke up and found him in his room. Did CPR. They took him to the hospital. They announced him dead. And at the time I went numb, like a lot, like right after the funeral, like it's like a, I think they call it disassociated trauma. Where you just disconnect. It's a blank space where I don't know. I can't tell you what I did during that time frame. But for me, losing him was so hard, and because though my father was strict, I knew it came out of love. You know what I'm saying? Like he wanted me to be greater than him.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And losing him, I lost structure, I lost discipline, and it was like, here's my chance to do everything that he said I couldn't do. So I experimented with a lot of stuff. And that's when I jumped on the porch. But I battled with this guilt. I'm gonna say I'm all the way to the beginning. After he passed, I was out of school for like a long time. I went back to school. I think he passed in September. I went back to school in like March.
September 23.
Yeah.
03. 03.
Yeah. Yep. September 23rd. 03. Yeah. And so, I went back to school like March 04. And when we went back, I don't know how we started doing it, man. It's in the cafeteria, beating on the table.
That's how it start.
You feel me? And everybody want battle now. And so I love freestyling for real. You feel me? So it was just like one of the things where when we got into in the cafeteria, they knew what time it was. And then at the school at the time, I went to KIT. We had this thing called Umoja Fridays. And we would perform every Friday, and I was remixing songs like Cassidy, AM to the PM, B-Boy Stance, and that I felt all this love because after my father died, it was like a void. I wasn't getting the love I thought I needed. But when I started rapping, it was like everybody loved me for this. It was like I was filling a void through this. But I still carried this guilt of, you better not write another rap for as long as I live. It's like, damn. But then I justified it where he said, as long as I live, he ain't living no more. This might be my purpose, Dad. Like,
might be the purpose, for real. Yeah, it's a fact.
And so, yeah, man, I ran with it for a long time, for a very long time, and I just, again, I didn't have what Zay has now, so I kind of like was just maneuvering and bumping my head and just trying to find my way in it. To some degree, I feel like I never really found my way, but I'm finding it now through my son, so it worked out.
That's tough.
You know, God gave me that journey so that I could learn the game, so I could make all the mistakes, so that when I passed him the torch, who'd have knew that he was gonna take the torch?
Yeah.
But when he got it, he took it and ran with it on another level, and I'm just proud of him, man. Made my job easy, for real.
No, for sure. And I think that, you know, you said something that instantly reminds me of Xay Xay, right? Of like you saying that the stubbornness you had, even though your father gave you a direction, like you had a certain stubbornnness of like, I'm gonna do this anyway, you know, like, because I believe in myself. There's some confidence I have, and I'm sure Xay Xay can speak to this too. Like, there's a certain confidence that I know that I have, that I know that justifies my ability, that can tell me that I can do anything that I want to, no matter what it is, right? Even stand-up comedy. Like, it doesn't matter what, you know, people tell me. If I believe in myself, I know I can make this happen. Just watch me, you know? And I think that's, you know, just being a father, and then the whole story sort of cycling back on itself through your son, I think is like, you know, it's a beautiful, you know, beautiful moment. Yeah. But I do want to, you did mention, you know, rapping in the cafeteria, and even like battle rapping. I think a lot of people also know you as like Bonez and battle rapping, like Ratchet Boys.
Ratchet
you know
Boys,
what I'm saying?
yeah.
Shout out to Last Man Standing too, you know, and To the Loop, man.
Yeah,
big shout out.
To the Loop, man.
Big shout out.
That was a movement in itself, man. Like, for real. And then shout out to all the artists that's still pushing and doing their thing today, for real, man.
Facts.
Like,
yeah.
That gave us a space to really grow.
100%.
Yeah. Sure.
It's crazy. You seen like early battles like you and Tay Wilson, like Lor Xay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Buckethead,
right? Man, I gotta somehow fit the part of the video where y'all was rapping, y'all was battle rapping in this right now, because like if y'all ain't see that video, that's like a moment in history. Like if you wasn't there, if you didn't know, you don't know now. You need to learn something, like, because there was a lot of work that was being put in, a lot of crazy bars that was like different level, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, that just spoke to your talent, too, because, like, you was already performing. Shout out to Black Rain, you know. A lot of people don't, you know, mention that when I hear them talking to you, which is kind of crazy, because that was, like, really an influential movement, you know, around that time, especially with the music you performed, I think, in Jackson, Mississippi. Shout out to the MLK Junior Parade. To perform there, you know what I'm saying? And this Ratchet Boys movement was, like, a big...
That was crazy.
This was, like... a moment in time. Tell me about like how it was being, you know, around all of that energy, because it's probably unspeakable now of like how
for sure.
You can't characterize it.
I'm gonna say Ratchet Boys was the closest thing to Zay in my music career. Zay up here, I think Ratchet Boys got about right here, but I never forget, man, you know, we was throwing parties and stuff at the Belvedere and Gossip and all these different venues that's no longer around.
Man, rest in peace to those spots,
man.
Too,
man, we had a great time, yo. And in that space, we was able to put on and perform, and it was like a brotherhood, bro. Like, it was just something that we came together, man. It was crazy because I had got expelled from high school, came home, and my sister and her ex-husband, well, his family had like a studio in the basement.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? I ain't worrying about school no more.
Yeah, right.
Oh, this my new family? Bet, say less. And he was a DJ. He's a DJ, a producer. He do everything.
Yeah.
And so, shout out to G-Bay. He did graphics with the party promoter. And they was down there and they just cooking up one day. And this is my first time visiting.
Yeah.
Man, they playing beats. You can't play a beat around me and don't think I'm gonna open my mouth. I start rapping before you know it. It was like a weekend. We was a whole group established. Like, it was like boom. We start cooking a project. We made tools on deck. I want to say we cooked that in about a month and a half.
Oof.
And I think our most highlighted moment was when we performed down Rams Head. So I attempted to get back in school, and I was taking up courses at BCC downtown. And I'm in class online, and my mother called me and said, I just heard something on the radio. And this one, my team was so strong, yo. She said, I just heard something on radio. Mike Bivens gonna be down Rams Head tonight.
Yeah.
And I was like, for real? She said, y'all need to perform. I'm like, bet. I start making phone calls. Mind you, nobody know that this is the plan for the night. Man, the whole family came out. They had my mother was printing out CDs and stuff at the time. She came on there with a stack of CDs.
Oh yeah.
Everybody had their polo on because we had a hit single called Polo.
Yeah.
Everybody
if you
had
know,
their polo
you know.
on. Yeah.
Yo.
It was like for us to be able to last minute go down there, no rehearsal, nothing, go down there and kill it. We made it to the second round, but then after that, you know, I think they was really looking for some singers.
Yeah,
and I think
that's how it is.
Yeah, we was like the only rappers. So it's like
that's how it always is, man.
But that was a highlighted moment, man. That opened so many doors for us, and to see a crowd appreciate it, like that was the first time like I started signing like breasts. It was like we got on the stage and like they was asking for signatures. I was like, what?
He was this close to stage down.
Man, it was an amazing experience for real.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we got grown and everybody got their own lives and it kind of died out. But, you know, shout out to Day. He was part of the Ratchet Boys, and to see his career continue to blossom and grow, and he turned around and give us Ooh and set the city on fire. It's just like, man, the talent undeniable. It's there and it's in the blood for real.
Yeah, shout out to the Tyso movement, man. Like, oh my goodness, the things Day has done up until now. I'm waiting for the next joint that he about to release because I already know it's about to be a smash. But I don't want to talk about it now. I want to wait. I want to put my ear to the streets. Wait till he drop it. Then we gonna celebrate. We gonna play it as much as we can. Big shout out to Lord Day, man, friend of the show, man. You know, and like I said, you know, and even you brought up, you know, these relationships you've built, you know, with the likes of Lord Day, G-Bay, Tay Wilson. You know what I'm saying? Like. These were early on, before they become the huge names we know, they were, you know, just a part of a team, you know, just local rappers as people like to see them as, right? But it took that extra level of effort and the work ethic that they had, but it's not just them, it was you too. You was working super, super hard to make sure that people can hear this music and know that your craft is like sharp, you know what I mean? And I think that doesn't go unseen. So, you know, all the hours you put in the studio, all of the projects, you know, that, you know, you were working on and trying to get out, and, you know, all of that was seen, you know, and it's appreciated because you was really putting in that work early. And a lot of people don't, you know, give flowers to that. So I want to give you your flowers as you sit in front of me.
I definitely appreciate that.
You know what I mean?
Because you can ask Zay all the time. I'll be like, man, I ain't do what I was supposed to do for real. Yeah. Like, no, don't never talk down on yourself for real. Like, when I say that's my motivational speaker right there, that's my Eric Thomas.
Yeah.
Like, they be getting in my butt when I start talking down on me for real. So.
That's fire, man. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you know, you go to 2012, I should say, you worked that kid. You know what I'm saying? I know that had some impact on, I mean, now you're a father. You weren't a father at that time. Right. But you are a father now. I know some of the lessons you learned just navigating children, you know, definitely informed your fatherhood come 2014, Absolutely. Right? That's 2 years later. Yeah.
Because I think I brought something different to the school system. Going back up Kip, man, because I seen how they gravitated to me on another level. Like, and it was just because I think the key to any relationship is understanding and communication. Without those two things, you're going to always have some type of friction. And a lot of them kids just misunderstood. And I gave them time to express themselves so that I could understand them and meet them where they were. And for that, man, when I left, man, when they gave me all my cards and thank you for being here, yo, I felt so special. Tough. It was like, that's the love you can't pay for, man.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I mean, I say that to say, you know, you don't even realize like some of the things that you do, the parts of your life, the various steps of your life is actually like preparing you for like some of your biggest moments.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you know, I think in moments we take it for granted, the lessons we learn through like trauma, through different jobs, through changes in our, you know, where we live. Like a lot of the things we deal with have a lesson that we didn't see yet.
Intentionally,
you know,
like we didn't know it served a purpose.
Exactly. And I say that to say, you know, we move on to 2013, Man in the Mirror drops, you know what I'm saying? 21st birthday, by the way, is May 20th, 2013. May 13th, 2013. So many 13s.
It was crazy. Hold on, it's crazy how that happened. We were like, my fall was September 23rd, 03. Then I dropped Man in the Mirror May 13th, 13.
13.
So it's like, dang.
The numerology in this is crazy. Somebody who like studies like crystals and numerology will look at this interview and be like, yo, like, there's something about this man's life, yo, that we gotta figure out.
Yeah.
The stars is definitely in there, right? You know, on your 21st birthday, it's funny actually because like technically, Juicy J and his camp got the project first before anybody did, right? Like, because I think on May 10th, 2013, like, he performed at Baltimore Soundstage, at which you recorded the footage of Tay performing, right? I think and edited too. Shout out to you. But I will say, I don't think you got the project to Juicy J's hand itself, but it was definitely on the tour bus.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, like, and I think that is an important thing too, because like you put all your hard blood, sweat, and tears in this project, and you was able to get your project on the tour bus at one of probably the hottest moments of Juicy J. Like 2013 was he was on fire. He was on fire.
Hot.
Like I think what was that Bands Make It Dance 2013? Like that was he was on a tear. So you got your project on there. Technically, he's the first listener. You know, so I gotta give some credit to that because you know that's a difficult stat to do. Like nobody heard my project yet, but Juicy J and his team. Y'all can hear it tomorrow though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I think that is important. That project was insane. Like the Go Ahead record with Tay, fire to this day. By the way, like to this day, like beat felt like Fireman. Like just tell him go ahead. Like I'm like yo. To this day, I can still play that at a party that I'm hosting, and it will still go crazy. Right? I want to give you flowers for that too, because it wasn't just all of the lessons. It was the music too. He was actually an incredible artist. Still is. I'm gonna get to that later. But tell me about that time. Like you know, dropping Man in the Mirror, getting all the energy before you know it even came out. I know people was blowing your phone up like yo, when the project dropping, when the album dropping, like when the new music.
I went on a nice little promo run prior to.
Dropping singles and everything.
Shout out to Scar Akbar. He did the
big
artwork. He did the cover art and my posters for me, and it was me and a couple of my homeboys, man. We was hitting every mall, taking pictures with people with the poster, letting them know like it's coming, it's on the way. And that's the type of, I know everything online now, but that's where I'm good at. I'm not that good with the digital era yet. I'm learning Instagram, but I'm still a boots on the ground type guy for real. You feel me? No pun intended. Shout out to that record.
No, for sure, yeah.
But yeah, man, it was definitely a monumental time for me because that project was me venting. It was an opportunity for me to everything I was hovering in, I was able to let it out from the actual record, Man in the Mirror, to understanding, where I spoke to my family, my fans, and my haters. It was like
talk to them.
Yeah, I mean, it was like a letter to me, but anybody that was listening, man, and it was like a personal journey for me. Like shout out The Opposite, that was inspired by X, but that was one of my favorite records. Baney shot the video, and man, that project was just, I kind of want to redo it, like on a remaster tip, and kind of put some new lyrics on there.
No, for sure.
Yeah, it's too late to do it. Well, that's a 10-year anniversary. Maybe we can do a 25-year anniversary.
That's tough. I'm looking forward to it. I know everybody listening.
15.
15. Yeah. I know what you meant. Yeah. I know everybody listening would definitely be looking out for that project. And if you haven't already visited Man in the Mirror, you should do something like that. Go after this. Go and listen to that project, because when I tell you,
it's still on SoundCloud.
It's on SoundCloud. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. People always say they're gonna do that and they never do it.
Yeah.
You go in the description, it's never there. Check the link, and if I don't put it there, blow my comments up. But yeah, no, for sure. I think, and that's a precursor. All of this work that I mentioned, all of these puzzle pieces, is a precursor to, like I said, April 3rd, 2014, when Zay Zay is born. You know what I mean? 1:54 p.m. I got that time. I know that time for a fact.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait. Two things. Number one, you some detective spies. You know every single detail down to the letter.
Yeah.
Everything about us.
Man, I got to. The reason I do that, and I'll be honest, because I don't get to answer that very often on show. I do that because, y'all had to live these moments. It wasn't just like some 2 seconds this happened or whatever. No, it was like hours and days and months and weeks of you doing these things that everybody regards as really high level things, putting projects out, performing at high level stages, meeting various artists, making great impressions, making connections and networking with other people in the city. Like, these take time. It might take me about 5 seconds just to know the information, but it took you like a lifetime to build this up. So like, I want to make sure that I know all the details because you had to live it. I just got to learn it.
That's a ball.
I'm not a rapper. rap, I swear. Listen to these guys, I might as well be a rapper. I only hear bars every day, so you know what I'm saying. But you know, yeah.
Number 2, while y'all talking, I'm over here nerding out. I just noticed your father passed when you was 11. 11 years later, I was born, and I just turned 11.
When Elevate drop, y'all better listen to go straight.
That's crazy,
yo, what? That was crazy.
Hold on, yo. Right. That's crazy.
That's
because
crazy.
I'm 22 years older than you, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm 3 times your age.
Yo. Hold up, yo. What is happening?
Yo, the numbers is crazy,
yo.
Man. Like, yo, yeah, man. You know what? That's a whole. We about to go down another wormhole.
Yo, that's divine. Yeah, that's for part 2. We going for part 2. That's crazy. My mind is blown.
But speaking on that, just to piggyback on that for real,
for sure. Yeah,
because I think I left it out earlier for real. That I did deal with that's when I realized that I wasn't over the trauma of my dad. A few days before he turned 11, I couldn't sleep. I was sweating. I was tossing and turning. I couldn't understand why. So I just prayed and I talked to God, and He revealed to me that I had this anxiety that He could suffer with my fate, which is not written in stone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But because of the idea of this is a possibility that can happen, because I experienced it, so
of course,
I have proof of concept.
Right.
This fear is boiling in me. So I tell everybody now, I just can't wait till you turn 12. Like, hurry up and turn 12.
The anxiety is killing me.
I just want to get through this year because that's really trauma that a lot of people don't address. We stuff it on there and say, yeah, I'm okay, we okay, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, but in reality, like, I never had like a true outlet to really say, okay, I accept it. You know what I'm saying? I thought I did because I became numb to death.
Right.
I done lost so many people close to me to the point where as though like I gotta force myself to cry. I don't even know how to feel it no more. And it's not because I do it on purpose.
Right.
I just mastered the art of compartmentalizing.
Yeah, for sure. So that's a bar. Yeah.
And that's it's not healthy.
Yeah,
it's not healthy because it can surface at any given moment where you're not in control.
Yeah. This is not technically a therapy podcast, but that's a bar. Like, he's 100% right. Like, you don't want to bottle in your emotions, right? And this is to everybody that's listening, because I know that there are some people who are listening who don't deal with the emotions and the trauma correctly. And I will tell you, the best advice I can give you is deal with it when it happens.
Just watch Inside Out 2.
Inside Out 2. Even Xay Xay is aware of how to deal with trauma and issues. Like, learn from him, because if you don't learn from me, like Bonez said, like, at any time when you start compartmentalizing your traumas and putting them to the back of your brain, not dealing with them, not addressing them, at any moment you can bubble over and then do something you never thought you would do. And whether it's negative or really negative, is irrelevant. It's something you are not in control of. You never want to not be in control of your emotions and your mind, right? So deal with the issues as they happen, and you will be so thankful that you did 10 years later.
Facts.
You'll be so thankful. So do that. This is, back to the regular scheduled program, not a therapy podcast. But, I'm a black man, so, I definitely want to get at, to everybody that's watching, especially young black men who are watching. And, 2 black men having this conversation is, 3 black men, young men, and 2 elder black men, are having this conversation. I think it's a great thing to see, and follow our conversation. Had this conversation at home too. But as we get back to it, 2014, we talk about, it was a lot of stuff that you was doing, like Tyso fitness training, Tyso customs, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the flash mob movement, that didn't go unseen. You know what I mean? Sort of financially living a successful high life, right? Yeah. And I think it's important to know that you was never without some sort of, like, your mind didn't let you stay still. You had to make sure that you was putting your feet to the ground and getting that work done, right?
Absolutely.
That's obvious to me, and I wanted to show that to the audience because you never stopped working. And I think even your wife, like, in 2015, she bought you a studio set because, like, she knows too how much you like to work on your craft and how much you love to do things. And like, it's important to know that studio session set the stage for who we know Xay Xay is today, right?
Man, listen, that's just, matter of fact, when you put it like that, shout out to Bay for real.
Big shout out to
Extravagant Mom. Listen, when you put it like that, we have Xay Xay because of her investment. If a studio wasn't in the house, he probably would not have been in that space.
On your lap as you play with the,
yeah, man.
all of the
so
bars.
It's like, shout out. Zay Zay is who we are or know him to be because of Extravagant Mind. I will not take credit for that. Granted, I he was on my lap and I was in the studio, but I was in the studio that she purchased.
She bought.
He trained me, but
she brought the gym.
Yeah. That's a bar. How many bars we got so far, man? A lot. It's a lot of bars today. But that's important to know. Even I think fatherhood from your perspective, and correct me if I'm wrong, I never want to speak for you, but fatherhood from your perspective made you sort of focus on one thing now, because it was like, am I going to spend all my time here or spend all my time with my son now? And from a father's perspective, it was easy, the decision you made. It's like, I'm going to be a father to my son. That's priority one. I still have love for music. I always will love rapping and the craft of hip hop, but this is my priority now. So I think that studio session, not only did it sort of set the stage and groundwork for Zay Zay, but it also gave you that outlet back to like really, follow the footsteps.
I get to be present while giving my gift.
Exactly. That was an incredible investment.
It was an incredible investment. And it's crazy. To this day, we still use the same Mac Mini, the same setup. I upgraded my monitors. I do need a new mic. But hey, it's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't take that gift for granted, man. To this day, I put it to use. I was on it before we came here.
But I'm not gonna lie, it is a little old. It's about to become an artifact or something. we gotta get a new one, but it's really.
It get the job done.
It
get the job done, man. Cause they got some joints he cooking up right now.
Woo.
And he recording them on that.
That's tough. That's tough. It's gonna be like a collector's item when Zay finally blow. You can't throw out the Mac Mini. It's gonna be dusty, but keep it in the garage. You know what I mean? Like just keep it in the back.
We're gonna have it in a case in the basement.
For sure.
Put it in a glass
case with the light hanging over it. For sure. Without this, we wouldn't be here. For sure. For sure. I mean, and just because we sort of transitioned into the moment where that investment was made, the studio was bought, and Zay Zay is on your lap, ages 1, 2, and 3, listening to everything, that sort of leads to, and I think you used to call him Lor Xay Xay too, right?
Yeah.
Like, his nickname. But it's important though, because leading up to that.
Wait. First of all, I don't even know that. No.
You used to always ball your fist up. I just thought you was gonna be a boxer for real. You know what I mean?
I had gotten into boxing.
Yeah.
But it's this man made a time machine or something and went into the exact times and places that we was in. Cause how? Did we?
Yeah, man.
That's what I do, man. Some people call me the Hood Nawar, but I'm I'm Mike on the mic, but but no, it's important to know that he was there ages 1, 2, and 3, right? Because leading up to age 5, he passed you his first hook, he passed you an actual finished, polished piece of music, and it was like, this is hard.
Right. It made sense. You expected not to make sense.
Right.
You gotta go in and be like, maybe you shouldn't say that, say this.
Maybe switch. You didn't need to do that.
I didn't need to do none of that.
Because he soaked up all of this information, all of the knowledge and the talent that not only came from, just being in front of a studio session, but from you. From all the mistakes you made, all the lessons you learned, all of that was just being filtered right into the sun on your lap, right? And okay. Now we kind of transition to Lor Xay Xay. So, that is important for everybody to know, that you started technically at 5, even though you loved music and was in music since you were a single second old. But, at age 5, you actually jumped into the art of music. And then by age 6, that song comes out, right? And we know that as To the Top. That, to me, was like, that the fact that you wrote this at 5, the fact that it came out a year later and you're performing it was in front of family, but you performed it, did a video's crazy. So shout out to you.
I really appreciate that.
Of course, and I want to say, I want to say it's important too, because a lot of people see kids in hip hop You know, they like, okay, well, how invested is the parents, right? Like, what do the grades look like? You know, it's always these like adult like things we put on kids. Like, when a lot of times it's them having fun, it's them like following their dreams, and that's what we should see first. Like, this is the kids' dream they're following, and we have to be confident at least if they're being positive, like Xay Xay is. And if you listen to his music, if you haven't, you should. But if you listen to his music, you know that he speaks positivity in an arena full of negativity. You know, so that's important to know that it came from somewhere. His parents. He started in school originally, but he became homeschooled, I think, after like the 3rd, maybe 4th grade. And, you know, the things he was learning in school didn't go over his head. He kept all of that. Like, he's a sponge. He's soaking up everything, right? Sure. So tell me about Xay Xay. Tell me about wanting to, you know, rap positively. And what do you want to show other kids with your positivity?
You can always follow your dream no matter what, as long as you believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Like they gave me that push, and not a lot of kids have that. So they look at that's kind of where some of the kid haters come from, because I have haters of all ages. Some kids don't have what I have, and I don't do what I do to put that in their face or nothing like that.
Sure.
I do that to show them. I do this to show them that you can still do it as long as you believe. Because I got that little push when I was 1, 2, and 3. I remember what happened, but I don't remember what happened. I went off on my own and made that hook and stuff, and I gave it to him, polished, and boom. And that's the start of my rap career. So you don't always need all the help, but you still need to know when you need the help.
Yes.
It's kind of complicated, but then again, it's just you gotta go with the flow.
Yeah. You got to, and you gotta, like you said, it's almost discernment. It's like knowing where you are, what you need to be successful. At any moment, you should be able to look up and know, what are the things that I need to make it? What are the things I need to be successful? Yeah. If you can identify those things, then you're better than 90% of the world. You know, I think, because a lot of people don't have discernment.
And another thing is, you need to really be invested, because a lot of people these days, no offense, but like they don't really want it as much as they say they do.
That's a fact. And
then they get upset when it fails. You gotta really want it. Yeah,
they weren't convinced themselves. Yeah, no, for sure. And I think, go ahead. Yeah, no, for sure.
I just need y'all to know that just came out of your 11-year-old mouth.
No, for sure.
like. I'm back now. I just,
100%.
Realize like who you talking to. Like,
I feel like because I've seen, you know, Xay Xay's performances, I've seen him speak, you know, at length. I already know like where his brain is at. He's already 40 years old and been here twice. Right. You know what I mean? Like, so it doesn't surprise me as more to know he's super wise. I'm speaking to him as I'm speaking to you the same way. For sure. You know, like, because I know that there's that wisdom there, and you just, you know. You just gotta give him the space, and he'll provide the wisdom for you. Sure.
I can tell you anything, but know this: when we in the car, I'm his brother. No, I'm his 31-year-old brother. I'm his 31-year-old brother.
Yeah.
When we in that car, it's not like you talking to a kid, because you know a kid and adults conversations can kind of be awkward sometimes. Trust me, I know. But me and him, we talk about the deepest things. Like, we call each other yo and bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's like our bond is different.
Yeah.
Like, cause we still keep it balanced. Like, I'm his bro, but he's still my father, you know?
Of course, yeah.
And then I'm his father.
And his manager. Yeah. No, for sure. And I think that relationship is important. You know, like I said, you know, a lot of black men get a bad rap. You know, we don't give an opportunity to really express our feelings, but also we get treated as though we don't, you know, have great relationship with our sons, you know, and y'all are a living testament to that. Y'all like a standing example of that. So I love that, you know, that y'all can always show that, and you know, that's an inspiration for me. You know, I don't have kids yet, but when I do, I hope to God that I have a relationship like you guys. You know, and just in terms of your relationship, like I think originally, like you and I think your wife believed that he was going to be an actor because like he could, you know, memorize all of the words and lines from a movie after watching it once.
The
you know, he can still do that with like music and everything. Like
I don't really need lyrics. I need just listen to the song 1-2 times.
Yeah.
And I'm every word.
Yeah.
Word for word.
Yeah, I think you was like watching movies like Big Daddy and like Menace to Society. Don't Be a Menace, which is my favorite. Shout out Loke Dog. If you haven't seen that video of him doing the Loke Dog impression, that was top tier. Because it would legitimately, it was like he's watched this movie at least 100 times, and he was how.
You know what's crazy though? I never even allowed him to watch that movie. We found the sound on TikTok.
And for real?
To him what that scene was.
That's insane. And he just off of your direction.
Yeah.
Did the thing. It looks like he watched it 100 times.
Yeah.
For sure. Like 100%.
One of movies we probably won't watch together until he about 18.
No, for sure. For sure. But Don't Be a Menace is like, that's a dad, son. Yeah, we gotta let's watch this because it's a lot of lessons in Don't Be a Message. But yeah, I mean, and that goes along with sort of the talent you've seen in Zay Zay Young, right? Like even pushing further with his acting career, I think he was in Be More Careful and Kicking the Doors, right? Shout out to everybody that was in that because I had a few people from the show, friends of the show that were on those productions. So big shout out to y'all. I can't name everybody right now, but it's a lot of people. But everybody's talented, everybody's insane. Shout out to y'all. But yeah, I mean, becoming an actor, I want to get two answers here. Like, I want to get an answer from you from seeing this early in your son and then him actually doing it. Must have been fulfilling. But then for you, Zay Zay, I know it must have been exciting to actually be on a production set and get the big film camera and like the lights and the lines and everything.
Because rapping is my number one thing.
Of course,
If it's not rapping, it's acting. Like you can ask my father. These I've been going through this thing for the last month. I've been like, Dad, I want to be in a movie. Dad, I want to be in a show. Please, I need something. I need something to act in. I just love having that script. Learning the script and then just doing it, it feels good. It feels good.
We actually got something in the works, a pilot.
Okay.
Called Sweet Harmony. Where Zay is.
Wait, say the mic one more time.
Yeah, we working on a pilot right now. It's shot. It's in post production now.
Okay.
And we hope to pitch to maybe a bigger production company to take it to the next level. And his goal, he wanted to land at Nickelodeon.
Hey,
that's fire. That's fire though.
It's a great sitcom.
100%. Yeah.
Just in summary, it's about two girls who inherited a bakery shop from their grandma. Yeah. And then Zay stumbles along while they getting ready to do their grand opening and discover this shop.
Yeah.
And then he so he's this mischievous guy who really wants to help. But for some reason, he can't help but mess up. And then he got to turn around and fix his mess up. Shout out to Extravagant Mom. Me and her wrote the joint together. And it's just amazing. It's amazing production. Yeah. I'm looking forward to everybody seeing it and y'all seeing Zay in an element that's not as positive as y'all normally would see him. So, yeah.
No, for sure. Shout out to that made me think of Roger from Sister Sister.
Right.
He always has great intentions, but he always ends up messing up somehow.
So that's kind of where the inspiration came from too.
Oh wow, okay.
We literally did the skit in the
so
location of Sweet Harmony.
A sister skit. The cast from Sweet Harmony, the two twin sisters. The Candy Twins. Shout out to the Candy Twins.
Big shout out, yeah.
And Zay, they did the whole when Roger found out that she had a twin sister.
Oh, that's classic moments, huh?
Yeah, so
Sister was my show. I didn't from when I first started watching it to now. I didn't watch it out the entire show at least 5 times.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, it's a great show. It's one of my favorites.
And then for him to turn around and get two twin best friends.
That's everything is lining up. If y'all haven't seen the signs up until now, everything lines up appropriately. Shout out to y'all because man, I cannot wait to see that. I'm gonna show my niece and my nephew. We gotta make sure we support these new shows of young black talent, and especially someone as super talented as Zay Zay. There's no way I'm not watching that with him as an adult. But yeah, I think that's dope. Just seeing that early, seeing the inklings early, and then actually following through and seeing that your son actually has the super potential to do that, right? And then does it on a high level.
I think it's important as parents. I just want I like dropping gems when I
can.
For
sure. Sip slow.
Absolutely, man. It's a cup of Joe right here. Make sure y'all sip this one real slow, man. The moment your kids show interest in something, show the same amount, if not more, interest in it. because it can be your doubts and your insecurities that can stop them from reaching their full potential.
Yeah.
Try it. If they discover with being in it that I thought I liked it but I don't, cool, but at least they tried.
Yeah,
it's important that we support our children because we live in an era now where you don't have to wait to be great. You can be great right now. To like, if they decide, like, you got a kid that just talk too much, get some podcast equipment. I mean, at least get some money off the fact, instead of telling them shut up.
Right, exactly.
Let him use his voice and monetize it. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Side note, he piggybacked off mine because I'm making a couple OJs now. I'm about to start getting more consistent with that. I dropped a couple OJ, you know.
Yep.
On my Instagram page. It's like my personal page. Like, it's ran by me. Go make sure y'all go follow the extravagant one with an X, not Z. I mean, with an X, not E. With an X, not E. With an X, not E. And but yeah, what was I saying?
Cup of OJ.
My cup of OJ. You don't have to be grown to be great. Like, cause you can have a talent at any age.
Yeah.
Like, cause when I go to these schools, I tell all the kids like what they want to be. All right, fireman, police officer, stuff like that. They got all that stuff that they want to be.
Yeah.
You got to be 21 and over, 18 and over to get the job, but you can start working for that now.
Now, absolutely. That's a bar.
Again.
That's a bar. Yeah, for sure. Please don't wait until you're of age to follow your dreams.
It might be too late.
Might be too late. Yeah.
You never know.
My daughter right now shows interest. She's 4. But she's been showing interest since she was 2 in like gymnastics and ballerina and dancing.
That's fine.
She loves to dance. So we brought a gymnastic ball that she and a mat where she can practice in her room.
Yeah.
Whenever she feel like it. It's like, make those small investments so that they can have that, you know. I might not have the money to put her in a dance class. Right. But I have YouTube.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
YouTube University.
And YouTube University. And I got space and opportunity in the house. If not, we gonna make room. Move the couch out the way.
That's a fact.
Put the bed against the wall. We gonna give you a dance room. You feel what I'm saying? And it's those things that help them be great, because it's your kids become who they like, creative players to some degree. Like you said, they sponges, right?
Yeah, for sure.
And if they always hear be quiet, shut the F up, you get on my nerves, they'll never really know their true value. So it's important to pour love into them and pour into the things that they have interest in, because they'll love it even more, because the gratification and the satisfaction that comes from seeing that smile on your face.
Exactly.
So now they're gonna go harder.
Exactly. it's like you feed the system. You just keep feeding the system. Cyclic now. Yeah.
So take it from me. Since I was really young and I got a talent, I've been finding new things. Like, I thought my main purpose, like, was making my parents proud. That is one of the best feelings a kid can have.
Facts. Yeah.
Parents, trust me, don't make it too hard for you, like, to be, like, for your kids to make you proud. Yeah. Cause seeing the parents smile at something you do, it's literally one of the best feelings from 1 to 15, 16, 17. Yeah. It's such a heartwarming feeling when you do something and your parents clap for you, they smile and all that. I used to do a lot of stuff to make them smile, and they smile every time. That's how I'm as good as I am right now. Yeah, because the love they gave you. Yeah. But a lot of people don't have that. So actually, I try my best to balance it out, because, you know, like, as an influencer, I try to have both two sides, you know, because for the kids that don't have that love, they don't get that love that I get. I try to show them that it's okay. I posted a video. We was on the road. This is crazy. We was on the road. What was we going to, Annapolis or something? We was going to Greenbelt, not Annapolis, but
close enough.
Yeah, but we was driving and we looking out the window and we see a heart cloud, a cloud in the perfect shape of a heart. Wow. I recorded it and posted it, and my caption was, "Always remember, if somebody around you doesn't love you, you're always still loved, because God, the main one, will always love you no matter what." Facts. God is there for you.
that's a testament right there. Just like the inspiration you're giving, like through your career, you know, the inspiration you give him through his career and your knowledge of music and everything you went through, even your family, you know, you investing in your daughter's dreams, you know, gymnastics, like even your wife, like doing the crafty like drawings of like, you know, him as a Naruto character for his birthday,
right?
You know, like it's all of these things that are like self-sufficient system. It's like a self-sufficient system where you're putting into the system and it's just giving back and it's giving back and it's giving back, and it's like that's a testament to how like, man, just special this family really is, right? Like I can't understate that enough, and you're probably gonna get tired of hearing me say that, but just seeing all of it from the outside and just understanding all of you have a part to play in why everyone is who they are that's very important. Like so many families don't have that connection, you know, that interpersonal connection to say this person wouldn't be how they are if it wasn't for my, you know, my love, my support for them, you know, and all of you have that. So shout out to y'all, big flowers to y'all. Huge flowers to y'all. I mean, we talk about supporting though. I mean, are you gonna support him to be a stand-up comedian? Because I need to know.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say that. So just know, I may like say all this and look like this, but my parents don't always push me. They don't always push me. But for a phase for like almost a full year. Yeah. I'm like, I need to be a stand-up comedian. I started making notes on like for when I get a little older to be a stand-up comedian. I had my notes for what I like a category of stuff and all that. They said, Zay, no, that's not. They said I'm not funny. I'm not funny. I am very funny.
I think so. I think he's funny.
For me, I'm gonna be honest. He the funniest to me when he not trying to be funny, like
unintentionally funny.
When he's like he'll be dead serious about something, and it's just the way he responds to something or say something, and it's just so unexpected. That's when it's the funniest for real. I mean, if he could give like I don't know if you guys are familiar with Ali Sadiq. He gives like a storytelling type. But somehow he make it funny. And Dave Chappelle was great at it too. And to me, Dave Chappelle is probably one of the greatest. Top five alive. And to be able to just, he will you in a way that's just so
the storytelling.
Storytelling, and you know it's unpredictable. You know, like shout out to Kevin.
Shout out to Kev.
I'm a huge fan of Kevin.
We all love Kev.
But it start getting predictable at the while. It's the same setup. It's the same cadence, and it's like, all right, we're gonna go from kids, wife.
Right.
It's like boom, boom, boom. It's like the same chapters. A new book with same chapters. And it's like, all right, man. All right, they just got a little older. We get it. But because he's so intellectual, I think that if I was to support his career, they should be his like guys that he look at for guidance to say, you know, like, okay, I like how Dave Chappelle did it. Let me, you know, put my spin on it.
And I had a storytelling one when we was in the car, and Zara kept saying, "Once upon a time." I had broke down the whole background, the setting, and how we got up to that point and stuff. I wrote that in my notes. That was a storytelling.
Hey man, we might get a 5-minute set coming soon from Lor Xay Xay. I don't know. No, don't hold me to it. But if he does, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be in attendance. It's gonna be crazy. And I think, but that's, you know, just to speak to that. Like, I think you mentioned something along the lines is like his stubbornness is like his superpower. Like how I talked about in the top of the interview. You know, like this. Somebody can tell you no as often as they want to, but if you have that confidence in yourself, you believe it. It doesn't matter what anybody says. Like, I legitimately do not care what you think about my talent. He don't care what me and his mother talking about. I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it well. And you're gonna look back and be like, and I'm gonna tell you, I told you. Right. Like, it was always here. You just didn't see it. I had to show you, and you know that just speaks to Lor Xay. You know what I mean? And you know, just keep it moving in his career. I think April 3rd, 2024, he dropped the album 10. You know. And it's X, but it's 10 to signify, like, you know.
10 means like the X.
Roman numeral, yeah, for sure. And I think, and okay, I'll kind of jump ahead a little bit because I know, you know, people are always anticipating, you know, the newest project, and you know, and Elevate with 2 1s, you know, 2 I's, 2 1s, because 11, right? And you know, it doesn't Miss Me that like there is a project that sort of emulates your life, right? Like, 10 represents you at 10, 9 going on 10, and then now that you're 11, you're having a project that has 11 in the title and the wordplay that's associated there and Elevate. I do want to ask first before we talk about 10, because I do want to ask, and this is for the manager dad too. Can we expect to see a project for every year of his life until he moves to something else bigger and crazier?
So we thought about that, right? And prematurely, I like to, plan ahead.
Sure.
So he got a note where he got like at 16, I'm gonna do this. 17, I'm gonna do that.
That's fire. That's tough.
But I got stuck at 12. I couldn't think of a word where I could put the 1 and the 2 in it somewhere. So we going. Yeah. That's the goal.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's the goal. But yeah, I gotta make sure I find the words that also they're not just the numbers fit,
right?
But that the title itself matters and holds some type of weight to it. So yeah, elevation is definitely a key, and it's crazy that we came up with this concept for elevate, and then it been a word that I'm starting to see in like mass media. Like everybody's using the term elevate, and I was like, it's like.
Everything lines up for y'all. I just want you to know. Stars line up.
Because we came up with elevate in the word and 11 in it.
Yeah.
We came up with that in the car. 3 minutes later, we look at a billboard and it says elevate on it.
Yeah. It was crazy. We were just driving down the street and we looked up and it was like, that's the word right there.
That's so crazy.
For real.
You can't write that. Like, you can't make that up. Like, that's like written in a book somewhere. Like, things align perfectly, and I know that the album 10 aligned perfectly, for all the work that you put in, everything you was learning at the time. You finally was able to like create an actual full-fledged project, an album. So tell me about how it felt to put out 10, but also how did people respond? Like, how was your fans, responding to that project?
So on the fans response,
sure,
10 was kind of a banger,
It was a banger.
Yeah, sure. It was nice. It was nice. It was a banger. I'll say I do say so myself. It was one of my best.
Yeah.
Yeah, the songs on there was one of the best songs. We had some new stuff and we had some old unreleased stuff on there. MBK, my brother's keeper. I don't think we ever officially actually put that out, did we?
And that was made around the same time as To The Top. That's how old that record.
We have we got a lot of songs in the bag. And we just waiting to put them out.
Yeah. The vote, I know it's crazy. It has to be crazy.
And I'm not getting into this too much because it's a little.
Sure. Yeah.
But Daddy Son Duo, we making a little project coming soon.
Oh yeah.
We going back and forth, this and that, And there's a song I've performed it a couple times, but it's not unreleased. It's called Voice of the Heroes.
Yep.
Voice of the Heroes, and we going back and forth with each other. It's Voice of the Heroes, the voice of the heroes. So I made that when we recorded that when I was 7, 6 or 7, 7. Yeah, cause we be listening to all my songs songs in the car Zay World.
Yeah,
Gang.
for sure.
So,
Zay Gang.
And Voice of the Heroes came on, and my little sister, she kept saying, "Can we listen to it again? Play it back." It's hard, and I reflected on it oh my gosh, because one of the bars I said by 2022, I promise I'm gonna tell the summer up. I said it's 2025. It's 2025.
Yeah.
And so much stuff changed. It may not seem that long, but 2021, which is when I put it out, in 2025, my voice was so little.
Yeah, for sure.
If I could, I would show everybody a clip of my voice right now.
Yeah. And
you can hear this. It was such my voice was so little, and now sometimes when I hear my voice, my eyes start to get watery. I sounded like I always needed to clear my throat. So I'll be watching the video, and while I'm talking, I'll be like,
you just got the urge to clear your throat.
Yeah.
Why doesn't he clear his throat? That's crazy. That's funny. Yeah.
But I'm getting off topic. 10 was it felt so good to be 9 going on 10 and dropping an album. You know how big that is?
Huge.
Like, I really have like a 10-layered song, like album that, and it really was a banger. And I had such good songs. I had a whole release party. We practiced with the band for like what, 3-5 months? Yeah. That was the best. Like, that's even greater experience. Like, most rappers these days, most rappers haven't experienced performing with a band.
Yeah.
Having an album release party.
He is not lying.
And performing with a band. Like, a 10-year-old performing with a band in all these big places. I did the Cherry Hill Waterfront Festival with the band.
Yep.
It was so
I have that in my notes.
amazing. and that was one of the first. That was one of the first like official like shows I had. And that like the crowd reaction to me in the band, it was it was a cute moment because I had sounded like I couldn't handle all the love. So I came back I said, I want to thank everybody for the support.
Yeah,
bye.
See y'all.
Thank everybody for the support. Yeah. All right. Bye. Yeah,
that was the most innocent I ever seen him like in that space. Like I was just like, wow, that was really like a kid moment because he's so mature in his craft. And then right then and there, like he showed his age, and I was like, it was like an awe moment for me. I was like, wow.
100%. Just like the moments you don't seem like try to come off as funny. That's hilarious. I laughed at that moment too.
Like overall though, it felt good making the album 10. Like, because it came with so many more experiences than just making the album.
Right.
Like, because I made the songs. Then we bundled it all together, made a sandwich, put it out for people to eat up. And they loved it. They said, yum. Like,
they said, yum.
That's fine.
And the feelings that came with that, that's just, it was unimaginable. You know? And the fact that me knowing that I still have many more experiences to come, it makes me even more excited. Like, I'm not quitting. I'm not stopping. I'm not.
No, for sure.
Coming with a lot more.
I mean, first of all, I gotta speak about the daddy, daddy son duo.
Yeah.
Like, them features, like you doing your thing. I'm just saying. Even the Put It in Motion remix, I was like, we've been waiting for this. we kind of needed them to come back. You know what I'm saying? And then you show your head. Even here or there. Even the Snow White freestyle. Almost cussed. Here's the thing: the Snow White freestyle, crazy. Like, just because you got the sauce don't mean dip the whole nugget. Like that's like that went over a lot of people's heads. Like you mentioned, that went over a lot of people's heads. Not mine.
No, for sure.
That was fun too. Wasn't I in the video?
Yeah.
It was cold.
Yeah, it was cold.
28 degrees in Baltimore right now.
Right.
No, for sure.
Man, no, that's man, and that's the type of moments I want to recreate like often more.
Yeah.
But I again, I don't really. For me, I can see the satisfaction and the gratification that the fans get from seeing Zay do his thing. And lately I've been getting more from just talking than being on a record. Like, people don't be like, yo, Bonez, when you dropping? You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like in person. But like, far as instant gratification that like social media can give you for real, I don't usually get that in that case. Like you said, I think a lot of times people don't want to think. And I be going over people's heads.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And I just can't see me dumbing it down. I'm sorry. Jay-Z made it where he at, and he ain't dumbed down. So.
Not once.
He was just listening to Jay-Z in the car too. He was prepping for that line. Because we was just listening to Jay-Z in the car.
Hey, that's cold blooded. No pun intended to the song. But no, that's a fact though. I mean, that I cannot wait to see what more you have, and of course, I mean. People ask you about you talking more, the Morning Joe, Sip Slow, you know what I'm saying? Like, podcast got to come out of somewhere. I just want to say that, you know what I mean? If you need some help with that, let me know. I got you.
Yeah, we've been talking about that for so long. Once we get that, because I love talking. I'm not like ask every single person around me.
Yeah.
I am the most talking person that talks ever.
talking person that talks.
Yeah, so
that's a bar.
So once we get that podcast equipment, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, cause we can really like a podcast. Just like I always say, rapping, like music, acting, like in some places acting and all that stuff is an amazing way to vent.
Yeah,
you know?
That's a fact.
So a podcast, you never know where they're gonna go. And they are so like you can
Not too far
just speak. You can just speak freely, you know?
Yeah, facts. Yeah. No,
so
for sure.
It's like it's an amazing way to vent. So when we get that,
It's
and we gonna hit them hard too, cause it's gonna be so deep. Cause it's gonna be our in the car times, just not in the car.
Yeah,
Heck,
yeah.
we might put the podcast equipment in the car.
I was about to say, why not just do it in the car?
Yeah, cause it's weird because when we in the house, when we try to talk, it be short and sweet, and it don't really be nothing.
Yeah.
But when we in that car,
it
clicks. It clicks. It's over. It's real. Yeah.
It's an intimate setting, and it's just me and him. And I love all my children the same, but like I can honestly say like the birth of Zay saved me from me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I kind of feel I got a different connection with him. You know what I'm saying? Whereas though it's like it's literally I could feel like, you know how they say God took a piece of Adam and made Eve and all that. Like I really feel like a piece of me created. You know what I'm saying? And it's just on another level, and even down to like, I still have friends, but I don't hang with people. Y'all see me with.
Yeah.
And
A1, day one.
Yeah, for sure. And he understands me on a level that a lot of people don't. I can talk to him about some of the stuff I can't talk to a lot of people about.
Right.
He gets it and be like, well, I understand. It can give me real advice. Like, it blows my mind. So it's like, why will I go out here and outsource?
Yeah.
When I
got the source right here. Yeah,
like,
for sure. No, that's incredible.
That's what really makes it different because, you know, I have like, cause he's an adult, so he talks to me and I talk to him back. But it's never like it is so. All right, so like, just how he like says he don't really need friends when he got me. He still has friends, and it's amazing to hang out with him because he don't never get to hang out with his friends. He said he never gets to, and he be wanting to really bad because we can't always be in the car all the time. So I be happy for him when he go out with his friends. He be out till 1 o'clock in the morning. I'll be like, I'm proud.
With the guys. No, that's tough. I mean, go ahead. No, please.
So I really want, like, I'm not lonely without him, but I need friends. I'm not gonna lie. So with me not being in school, I don't have a lot of friends. I have a countable, very little amount of friends. When I'm playing on my PlayStation, is anybody online? I don't got no friends that could be online. But it's because I keep my circle small. So like that's my thing. That's why I can like I've been going like this for so long. I don't really need it to change. It's something that I want. I've had friends before, but they wasn't real. I keep my circle small. Only real people is around me. I only like if they're around me, then they working. Gotta cut the rest off.
Facts.
Talk to me the same way that you address God.
Facts. Bar.
Yeah.
Boss.
Like, stop playing with him. And the thing is, he knows at 11, like, I gotta keep real people around me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like 15 and I didn't even realize that the people I thought was friends wasn't friends. Like, I couldn't see it from a mile away.
Man, what you say? What?
Like, he's, man, I'm telling you, man, stop playing with Xay Xay, bro. Stop playing with him.
It's probably because, like, you know, I feel like a lot of people tell me I got something special. And
you
like starting that positivity, like, cause when I started rapping, it wasn't what am I gonna do? No, I'm promoting positivity.
Facts.
And I'm motivating. I feel like it's a gift from God that I was so young and so little to realize all the negativity in the world. And I kind of felt like the scale wasn't fully balanced. You know, it wasn't fully balanced.
That's
so
a fact.
I dedicated my rap career to positivity and motivation. That's it. You go on Spotify, Apple Music, you're never gonna find any cussing, nothing about any other anything that's not related to positivity, motivation, and like how to elevate.
Exactly.
That's why Elevate. I'm really excited for Elevate because it's gonna be better than 10 times 5. And you know how good 10 was.
Yeah, 10 was great.
So,
10 was crazy.
So like when I was in school,
fire.
yeah.
You heard it first, man. If when Elevate drop, stop. Like, go get that. Stream that on all platforms. When it drop, I'm gonna play it here first. You know what I'm saying? We gonna play the whole record 3 times. You know what I'm saying? Just to let them know what's up. What you know what I'm saying with Lor Xay Xay for sure.
You know, a lot of people ask me too, and I think hearing him speak, it plays a part in his brain. The podcast probably would be great to add to what he got. But a lot of people have been asking me in the last like 6 months, like, yo, you know, most kids can't transition into adults in the music career. They struggle when they become older because we fall in love with the kid.
The kid, yeah.
Right? And then it's like, at some point, they're not going to be a kid anymore. You got to accept that, right?
Facts.
But because he don't make, like, shout out to Gracie Corner, but he doesn't make Gracie Corner music.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying?
His demographic is for like 35 and 40.
Yeah, so he's
years.
already in that bracket. So like when he become an adult, he's just literally just catching up to his catalog. I don't think we're gonna struggle with like transitioning. But I have people around me that's kind of like weary of like, man, well, what are we gonna do? Right. Then I've had the question of, well, what if he get older and he decides? Now y'all just heard how adamant he was about the positivity. I don't know what the future holds. I pray that he stays the course. Sure. But I've had people ask me like, well, what are you going to do if he decides once he get a little older that he want to switch it up and talk about some other things and all that? And I'm like, I haven't thought about it because I don't see it.
See, at one point in life, it's going to have to happen, but I'm not going... See, I can admit that things are going to change. Of course, yeah. But I'm not leaning that far. I'm not. Yeah. Okay? So, it's all positivity. Yeah. But it's just when I get older, the positive, like I'm younger. All I know is positivity right now. Yeah. And I know negativity, so I know it's right from wrong. That's another problem. Like with kids, they don't have the guidance to teach them like right from wrong. Discernment. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. So like that's why I said it's a gift from God. Like to be able to be so young and know the difference of what to do and what not to do. Facts. Because it takes longer than you think to get taught. It's so easy to say, but it's easier said than done.
Facts. You know? No, it's 100%. And, I mean, that's like I said, it's the testament, I think, you know, to all the work y'all have put in to establish a career in positivity, to, like, give great influences to your son. You know, like, he's done so much. Like, he's performed, you know, at Fram, you know what I'm saying, was on tour with that girl, Lele, you know what I'm saying, opened up, you know, I think at Ephraim opened for Busta Rhymes, which was like insane for a kid his age, right? Like, you know, like you said, the Cherry Hill Music Festival, like NYBO Youth Issues Assembly, you know what I'm saying, but rapped in front of Too Rare. He's super hot. That's what he said. He's like, he's super hot. You know what I'm saying? Like Roller Our Way in Pennsylvania, Norfolk, VA, Atlanta, you know, like CIAA, like it. The list goes on of how much work you've put in using positivity as the mechanism to get there. You know, like you got to all these places, and you know, best believe I think you're so talented that no matter what you were doing, you could have been cooking. You would have still been in all these rooms. You would have still been making it as far as you made it. But I think positivity did an extra benefit to your career to put you in even more rooms. And when people speak about you, they know not only is he speaking positivity and I can send his music to anywhere in the world and it'll be great, but also he's super talented. So like, even though it's positive, it's cool, but a lot of positive artists, you know, positive speakers or whatever aren't very good at their job. Right? Like you are actually great at your job and you're positive, which is like cherry on top of the sundae on top of the cherry sun, you know, like it's like, you know, a double gift. And I know you're proud of your work, and I know that it's only starting from here, and we're only the beginning. I think the first time I even seen you like in person was at the City of God's anniversary when I was hosting you know, shout out to City of Gods, big friends of the show. Everybody know, absolutely. You know, shout out City of Gods. You know, and they always show
City
love.
City of Gods was my day one. That's like kind of where I started.
Yeah.
But I can't forget my roots, because that was, I performed there almost every week. Big guy in there.
Oh yeah, loving hip hop.
Big shout out, Living Hip Hop. No, for sure.
That's where he was able to kind of like develop his stage presence.
Yeah. And then City of Gods turned into that. Like City of Gods is my number one best seafood in Baltimore too.
Facts.
Yes.
Shout out Old Honey on the Bay, man.
Shout out Old Honey on the Bay. Yes.
If you ain't got one of the fish sandwiches yet, man, you are tweaking.
Yes.
For real.
Like, you don't even know what you're missing. I'm not even going to tell you. Check the Instagram. You know what's up. But yeah, I mean, I know you're super proud of all of the things you've been able to do, all of the people you've been able to meet, you know, all of the influence you've been able to give to not only kids but adults. You know, like you gave me a bar today that I needed. You know what I mean? So like, talk to me about what's some of the things you want to do in the future in terms of influence. Like, what, in terms of the positivity, what are some things you want more kids to know? What are some things you want more kids to learn from your music?
See, like, this might be a little basic, but it's still very important, and a lot of kids still don't know it. You need to believe in yourself. I know they hear it all the time, probably, but they don't put it in motion.
Emotion. It's a bar, yo. What's up with this? Yo, he's a walking bar machine, son.
That's why I made Put It in Motion. To tell them, believe in yourself, and then put it in motion. You know?
Yeah.
So, I just, like...
Yeah.
I can't wait. One thing I can't, like, I'm so excited for, and I'm gonna, like, that's why I always turn to God. God, because, yes, my parents did everything for me, but God, He really did everything for me.
Facts.
He's the reason I have the parents that did everything for me.
In a bar, yo. How many? I need a bar meter on the side. Ding. We got to be up to like number 20 by now. Like, I am. I didn't think I was gonna benefit from this interview. I thought I was just gonna, spill the, the information, and it's very seldom I get something back from my interviewees, and I thank y'all, man, because that's, man. Okay, let me keep going. A lot of things people don't know about Lor Xay Xay is that you love sports as well. I think you play for Baltimore Bearcats. You also love basketball too. I think John Morant's your favorite basketball player.
It used to be.
Used to be?
Yeah. Like,
then he got caught up with the
ain't enough positivity.
Right. He was like, "Oh no, we ain't even on the same. We ain't even on
that." That's tough.
He cut him straight off. I was like, "Sheesh."
Who is it now? Who is your favorite basketball player now?
I'm still soul searching, kinda like.
Okay, that's fair.
But my brother, I'm starting to lean to both of the teams. My brother got two favorite teams that he do a lot of stuff for. He ain't gonna do everything. He do a lot of stuff for the LeBron and the Lakers. Okay. And Giannis and the Bucks.
Yeah.
Those are his top two favorite teams.
Yeah.
And he loves them.
Gang green. Gang green.
Oh, and like so it's.
We don't care about nobody else in my house. Team Celtics all day.
Hey yo, shout out JT.
If you don't like the Celtics, you can pack your bags and leave. You know what I'm saying? He always trash talking. Why do you? First of all, the record speaks for itself. The franchise speaks for itself. Do your homework. You'll understand.
All right, they do have a very. They got a very. They do have a very.
Shout out Jason Tatum.
Roster history. They do have a very good roster history. They got some good current players, but I'm man enough to say.
Before we get knocked by the Knicks.
Knicks been hooping though.
Yeah, they are.
They've been hooping.
Pacing.
That's facts. No, that's facts. You ain't lying.
Yeah. So I'm glad you sparked this because now I'm going.
Yeah, do your thing. Do your thing.
So I'm man enough to admit when I was a Grizzly fan. If I had the chance, I'd literally flip the entire Celtics and just dump them into the ground, like put them 500 feet under.
There's a real rivalry in the house then.
Yeah, it was.
It was real.
And then when that John Morant thing happened, so I still like the Grizzlies.
Sure, yeah.
I can say I like because I ain't had my senses with basketball then because I liked football my whole life.
Of course, yeah.
But to this day, it's like when they ask what's your number one favorite sport. Number one, only number one. Football and basketball.
Football, yeah, basketball.
You can only pick one. So football, one day
basketball.
I'd say football, the next day I'd say basketball. It's just this is my favorite. Like I be in the mood for stuff. You can ask them. I always have to be in a certain mood to want to do something or to want something.
Yeah.
Like And speaking of, I like all you Netflix lovers, like Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, you. From my experience, Netflix been failing me. I've been turning to Disney. I can't
Yo,
find
but he
Netflix.
not lying though. Netflix been phoning.
Yo, I've been scrolling and I'm like, do I really want to press play? I don't know.
Like,
Yo, he is so right though, yo. Like, it been phony.
Yeah,
Netflix, what you doing?
Yeah.
like I've been going to Paramount Plus, Peacock, and stuff like that. Disney, I go on Disney probably every day, and I probably don't find nothing, but I'll click on something and watch it. Like, if it's a show, I'll probably watch 30 minutes of, like probably like 2 episodes. If it's a movie, I'll probably watch half of it, and then I just like, what do I do?
Yeah, that's why Sweet Harmony need to come out so we can give new entertainment. And yeah,
we looking forward to it, man. I'm telling you, check out Sweet Harmony, man. I ain't playing with y'all. I'm serious. I'm gonna remind y'all every day.
Instagram, Sweet Harmony page on Instagram. Yeah.
No, for sure. Follow that Sweet Harmony page on Instagram if you haven't already. Go tap in. I'll put the name up here. I guess it's right here. But no, for sure. I mean, in your free time, you're able to do all these things because you always kept good grades, right? Like, I think math is your favorite subject. You know what I'm saying? It's also my favorite subject.
I'm not gonna lie, math has been stressing me out lately.
Yeah, it gets more difficult. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
As you get older,
It does. It like everything has to advance. Like if I had a different favorite subject, it'd have been like that too. But
yeah, sure.
It's stressing me out to a different level. I'm not gonna lie. It's been like some.
Math was also my favorite subject. It still is to this day.
Yeah,
I went to school for
I
engineering.
still like numbers is my thing.
It doesn't get easier. Well, I'll take that back. I'll nerd out for a second. In college, differential equations, that's going to be a really big class. I mean, if you still have something that concentrates in math, like say you do science or something like that, right? If you do that, then you're going to have to take harder and harder math courses. Calculus is difficult. Calculus 3 is like death.
Sheesh.
But differential equations is it's like you do all the hard stuff, you get to like the hard part in the game, and then it's like this easy level. And then it's like differential equations was like suddenly so easy, and then it gets hard again. So you will get a break in between. So keep loving math because it's gonna take you so much further than you think.
Yeah, I still love numbers. Yeah. Numbers is my thing.
Yeah.
But
that's why y'all wearing green, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I love numbers.
Yo, we try to be intentional with everything.
That's fire,
bro. Like, it's crazy, and then you just great at what you do, bro. Like on another level to even recognize and connect the dots the way you do. You different, bro.
This interview was a different experience. I ain't gonna like, cause I never talked about myself the way I talk today because you know everything about us.
Oh man, I appreciate that, man.
No, bro, no. He be in the shadows like before you was born. He be if life was recorded like a video game. Yeah. You know how them like Easter eggs be in music videos and stuff like that. Yeah. If you take a closer look on one page, you just see
like
him
right there,
just watching.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you see him just watching
behind the building. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm in the background playing the
everything
back.
just happened. We the main focus, but then and then them YouTubers. Zay Zay's life. You can some Easter eggs of Zay Zay's life. Yeah. In every single scene you see in Zay's life, if you zoom in and if you take your time and see a closer look, you'll see Mike on the mic spying on him.
As a bar. No, I'm using that. I'm clipping that. I'm using that because I'm there. I'm there all of y'all lives. I'm like, you was born. I was there. They like 50 years old. I was there.
I was there.
No, for sure. I appreciate that, man. I mean, I do this for
like that's a talent. That's the talent you have. Everybody has their own destiny and talent. You have one too. It just takes you a moment to like figure it out. Like I didn't learn it immediately, but I learned it immediately. But I didn't get it immediately.
You're an exception to the rule.
Yeah, it's an exception for me.
Yeah.
Like Mike. You have a different sort of talent. You're literally a detective for the CIA. No, you're a spy for a super secret agency to go stalk every single person on planet Earth's lives.
I swear I'm not an agent for Hydra. I swear I'm not like super FBI guy. I just I say this all the time, and the reason why I know a lot of these things, and I always want to make sure that I'm prepared in this way, is because, like I said, y'all had to live it. You know, there's a lot of work that is required for y'all to sit in these seats, to be right here. You know, to be in the places y'all are in, and I want to respect that. And if I don't, I need to make sure that the story that I tell, the audience respects that. So when they tune in, when they listen to these bars, you know, when they see the performances, when they check the skits, they see, you know, you coming back out doing a Snow White Part 2, you know, they appreciate it so much more because they know that it took, like, hell and high water for me to get here. Yeah. You know, so I take my hat out to y'all, and I super appreciate y'all for sitting with me, man. This has been fun. I had a great time.
That's definitely top.
Amazing, different. Like, cause this I feel like this whole table,
it's a vibe for real. Stop playing.
Shame, bro.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Vibe Studios in the building, man. Stop playing, man. I appreciate y'all, man. And listen, the door is always open.
Much love, you know, like saying this, the feeling is so mutual. I'd be ready anytime to do this again. We could do this 100,000 times because if we do this every year, it's not gonna be blank because you're gonna be like when we leave out this door, you probably got a clone machine somewhere in here. That's probably what it is.
Hey man, I wasn't gonna tell nobody.
Yeah,
I got a clone machine.
Yeah, now that I think about it, whatever the clone knowledge is, since y'all both like you're a clone.
Yeah.
So y'all share the same brain. So whatever it learns in that real time, you learn it at the same time. So as we leave out this, leave out this door, you probably about to hurry up and get in that clone, send it right out, and then we gonna be here again next year, and you're gonna have a whole nother series of everything.
I'm gonna have a lot more information, for sure. Yeah. I'm clipping that, yo. I swear to God, I'm clipping that moment. We gonna keep that. Yo, you heard it first, man. Lor Xay Xay, Bonez, Extravagant Dad, the Zay fam is in the building, man. Throw your X's up in the chat, man. Stop playing. Thank y'all for being here, man. I had a great time. And like I said, doors always open. I will definitely be talking to y'all again for sure, because when Elevate comes out, I need to make sure I'm doing my job to get the listeners to get that. You know, and to keep streaming that and run them numbers up. So,
and I really appreciate the love. We really appreciate the support. You know?
Of course, yeah.
And like I'm always gonna be mutual to my fans. Whatever they give, I give back.
Facts.
But I'm not gonna lie, I still have a little bit of flaws. You know, everybody has their flaws. Like when I'm performing, I still need to work on this because the crowd is what hypes me up when I should be what hypes the crowd. You know, that's what I've been practicing on. So if the crowd dry just watching me like cricket, I'm gonna be like, okay, I'm performing. Bye.
Wise words from an 11-year-old, and I gotta remind y'all again, he's only 11 and he's only getting better. So if y'all ain't practicing enough, y'all need to start now because you gonna have to deal with him.
I'll give advice. I'll give advice to any. Whatever you do, I'll give advice to you no matter what age. Yeah. My motto. Yeah, it's like a motto. No matter how old you are, you're always extravagant and young. No matter how old or young you are, you're always extravagant and young.
Always extravagant and young. I think that's the greatest place to end it, man. Lor Xay Xay, Extravagant fam, Extravagant dad, Extravagant mom, all of the fam. Man, always extravagant and young. Remember that, man. I appreciate y'all for coming out, man. I look forward to bigger performances. Elevate the project, the new series. Like I can't wait for every big new moment and move that y'all gonna make, because I know that you managing everything. You know, shout out to Milan and me, LP. You know what I'm saying? You managing like the family. So I know you got a huge plate. You know what I'm saying? So I'm only looking forward to everything, that y'all got coming out. And we're going to keep our ears to the streets. Vibe Studios, Ground 3, we're going to be supporting. We're going to be there every step of the way. Make sure our listeners is also tuning in and supporting y'all as well, man. Absolutely. Before y'all leave, I got to leave you with a short, sacred Baltimore proverb, and that is, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
There it is, man. Short and sweet. Once again, it's your boy Mike on the mic from the Vibe Spectre Podcast. Tapped on my guys at Ground 3 Radio. DJ OK. Make sure you call in at 443-377-1872. Again, that number is 443-377-1872. Leave a message about Lor Xay Xay, the fam, Extravagant Dad, Bonez, Ratchet Bonez, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? or one of your favorite songs of theirs, or anything they've done in their incredible, extravagant career, man. Next interview is coming up soon. Keep it locked from Vibe Studios and Ground 3. Man, let's keep the vibe alive, man. We out of here. Peace. We gone.
Yeah.
What it is, it's Extravagant Dad.
And your boy Lor Xay.
And we at Ground 3 Radio, rocking out with Mike on the mic.
You heard?
Yeah.